Friends, I am sharing a story with you to speak English, and this video will be helpful for you how to speak fluency and how to communicate in English. And this video will based on a real story, me and my friends. So I I am going to start. We are three friends, me, Bhola, and Peter. One day we were going to walking in the beach, and we are we were sitting there, and we were watching a group. This group was standing under the tree. We continue watching all the actions of both groups. Five men in the forest sat down under a tree. They discussed what to do. They even and argued a little. After a long conversation under the tree, they got up, and five men walked to the beach, probably gave up looking for their friends. We had to do action quickly. It was important to do something before they reached their boat. I had a plan, but my friends had no any plan. I told my friends Peter to go with the other friends Bola, more the center of the islands, and shot at the sailors. We can say that boat owner of the boat, when the sailor heard this, they shot back. They started going in the direction of the boys. Bola and Peter continued shouting back. They started to take a sailor who is the owner of this boat to the opposite side of islands. This strategy worked as I had planned. The five men were soon very far from beach. This was very good for us. We went to the three men in the boat. We explained in situation to them. They decided to not to fight us. We want to also not to fight. They became our prisoners too. After some time, Peter and Bhola returned. They wanted with sailors very far from beach. Sailors could not return sooner than 2 hours. We hid net, and we waited for them. They were very tired and they returned. First, they went to the boat. They were surprised when they did not find the three sailors. They started calling their friends, but nobody answered. The leader and two other men started to walk to the forest where he did. The captain and Vola attacked them, and they were close to us. The leader was killed immediately. The second man was injured. The third man ran back to the boat. Then we all went out of the forest. We ran to the boat. Captain spoke to sailors. He asked them to give up. When the sailors understood in the situation, they dropped their weapons quickly. We decided to tie the prisoners, but we did not tie all of them. The captain trusted three of the men. We did not tie these three men. Now we were 10 men. We started to plan how to get the ship. After some discussion, we knew that what to do. Bola and Peter and I stayed on the islands. We had to watch the prisoners. The captain, his assistant, and passenger took the clothes of some of the prisoners. They wanted to look like them. Then the captain and his sailors took the boat. They went to the ship. When they were near the ship, they spoke to the men on the ship. They told them that it was not possible to find the other man. When all the men from the boat were on the ship, the captain showed himself and attack began. Some sailors were injured in the battle. Only one person was shot. It was the second leader of the rebellion. When the captain had his ship again, we heard seven shoots. It was the signals that the ship is in captain's hand again. I was very happy when I heard the shoots. Soon the captain went back to the island. We hugged each other. He told me that the ship was now under my control. I was so happy. I started crying so much that I was able to speak, and that time I was not able to speak. It took me some time before I could stop crying. Then I was able to speak again. I spoke to the captain. I told him how happy I was. The captain ordered this man to bring a lot of food from the ship, and we had a nice meal and we celebrated our victory. So I told him to discuss the situation with them. Maybe they wanted to stay on the island. It was better for them because their rebellion meant death in other country. We went to men and we explained the situation. They had to choose between death in country and life on the island. I thought it was fair to let them decide. They decided to stay on the islands. We put them in the cave. The cave was now the prison. I told them wait for more orders. So thank you so much. If you want this type of a story to speak English, to learn speak in English, so like and subscribe this channel. Thank you so much.